And this is the Town
Recording in progress.
of Bourne Board of Health meeting on August 14th, 2024. We are also open to members of the public via Zoom. Zoom chat will not be monitored. Any participants who wish to speak must raise their hand icon until the chair asks them to unmute. Note, this meeting is being televised and recorded by Bourne Community TV for replay. If anyone in the audience is also recording or videotaping, they need to acknowledge such at this time. All items within the meeting agenda are subject to deliberation and votes by the Board of Health. If anyone from the public wishes to access their meeting remotely, they can do so by clicking the Zoom link or by calling the following conference line on their phone and using the Zoom meeting ID and password below. Dial-in is 1-309-205-3325. The meeting ID number is 315-403-5336. The password is 02532. Okay, first order of business is attendance. So, Margaret Bialy,
Here.
Miguel Prieto,
Here.
Dusty Meyer,
Present.
Bob Collette, here. Number 2 on the agenda, 185 Captain's Row. You, Mr. Bogler?
I am, sir.
Okay. So, come to the podium, please.
Evening.
Okay, so we have your request before us, but I believe we need nitrogen calculations, which have not been, they were presented in a format that is not the standard.
Yeah, so we corrected that today,
Okay,
so I do have that.
all right. But,
Yep. There you go.
thank you.
You're a little on the small side. Would it be printed possible? Hold on.
Oh, yeah, I could probably, yeah. I can also pull up a larger version that was sent to us via email and put it on the screen if that's something you
You
guys would like.
could.
Yeah. Nitrogen loading calculations.
Oh, yeah, there it is, nitrogen.
Should have brought my readers in.
These aren't even strong enough. Could you give me the final nitrogen count, please? I can't quite.
Could I?
So it looks like
Yeah,
the-
my hearing isn't that great. It's
You're married too, huh?
the existing system with how the house is now has the nitrogen loading at 13.67 parts per million.
Okay.
And with the addition, removing some of that green space would actually reduce it to 13.44.
13.4.
And what are we looking for? What would we like to see?
So the board in the past likes to see, the goal is under 5.
Under
That's
5.
very unlikely. Less than 19 is a remediation. Less than 10 is ideal for a DEP standpoint. So as low as we can get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I had one other question. It says that this is a red tag system.
Yes.
Okay, so, but it's new. It was built in 20.
It is,
2020.
so at this time, it was, in 2020, this permit was issued by the health agent as an administrative approval for a repair to a failed system. I'm unsure of, if it was an emergency repair and it just needed to be done, and that's why it didn't have a board hearing, or if this was prior to the Board of Health's policy that admin approvals for setback distances to resource areas could be done. So currently how that policy stands today is any system that's within 150 feet of a resource area. If they're proposing an upgrade that automatically includes nitrogen removal, that can be administratively approved and doesn't need a board meeting. I don't know if that was in place at this time. It was during COVID, so it could also be that we weren't meeting regularly, and that was the board had granted the health agent at the time more leniency with granting approvals, and which would, in case, red stamp the project because it was approved repair of a
And it looks like they're not going to be adding.
Correct.
So would you say that that was, the design will remain the same?
Yes, based on the architectural, increasing the bedrooms. They have 3 bedroom designs. There's only 2 bedrooms in the home.
Should we take a look at the system again so that it's not, and see if we can approve it?
We could do a septic certification, it being installed in 2021. The COC is just outside the 2-year date, so a Title V would be required for any sales. So it could be something that we do is have someone go out and open the covers for us, and I can just verify that the system is in working order.
I mean, my question is, it says it's a red tag, which means it has not been approved, so,
It has been approved.
okay.
So a red stamp project is a system approved strictly for the repair or upgrade of a failed septic system. It does not necessarily mean that it's approved for any future additions or renovations. That's per the board's decision if that's allowed.
Okay, all right, you clarified that.
Yeah,
And I thought red tag meant it was, had not been
Yeah,
approved.
it just means that the board didn't grant any variances, so it was an emergency repair only.
Thank you.
Okay.
I remember that.
So we just received the numbers today, right? Don't
Yep.
we have a requirement that they're submitted by a certain date?
Yeah, so a complete application would be the Wednesday prior to the meeting, so the board could hear all of this today, and then request that the applicant continue to the next meeting to receive a decision. If you want to look over this a little bit further, it's up to you how you wish to proceed with that.
Yeah, I think that's what we've done, and so that the precedent, we don't want to set precedent.
Yeah.
But if anybody has any other questions
If you want
pertaining
to,
to this,
any questions that
Mr. Bourne?
needs to be included in the continuance, he's ready and doesn't have to come back again after that.
Right.
I'm all set for a continuance, if that's the way the board wishes to go.
Yeah, so this is the best possible scenario. Like you said, maybe Katie could go out and just check the system and make sure it's in working order.
Prior to the next meeting, absolutely. I had asked as well for just some clarification on the foundation that's going to be used, just for you guys' knowledge. It's not a full foundation, so that changes requirements to the existing septic system to the foundation, and all of these components are 10 feet away from that foundation, so that meets our requirement.
Okay.
Yeah, I did bring copies of the the conditions that we have.
Yeah.
Because that was submitted with the building permit.
Yeah, and that's, I had
Yeah, it was
seen
in the
that,
pro-
and then I
right.
realized that the board's submission didn't include that. so
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which
So
can be
it does
included
meet
in.
everything that way. We're just trying to get this project off the ground, that's all.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
Do you guys have access to your septic covers, or do you know a septic installer
Yeah.
that could potentially lift it up for us?
Yep.
Great, we'll set
If
that.
the-
And then, yeah.
Can I ask if it's not on the graph that you people provide? why, the owner just wanted to know why we were being asked to go through all the nitrogen and everything when it's not, it doesn't fall in that zone.
So because you guys are close to a resource area, so you're 118 feet from the coastal bank,
Right, okay,
and the Board of Health regulation for setbacks is 150 feet.
yeah, yep,
So because you're within that zone, it triggers a nitrogen review.
okay,
So it's not necessarily a Title V defined nitrogen sensitive area,
Right.
but it's an area of concern.
got it. So next step is you people are gonna, take a look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, yep,
And then we can have you guys tentatively set up for the next meeting?
yeah,
Okay.
yep. That's what you need,
So if you want to request a continuance to the next meeting?
okay? Yep,
You can go ahead and request that, sir, if you'd like. No, that,
what's,
Just
To-
request to continue it.
oh, yeah, request to continue.
There you go.
okay,
Yes, thank you.
all right.
Yep.
So, we have a motion.
I'd like to make a motion for 185 Captain's Road, David Butler, general contractor on behalf of the owners, Natalie and Webby, requesting a waiver from Board of Health of regulations for the continued use of the existing red stamp septic system to accommodate an addition to a single-family dwelling, to be continued until the next meeting after the inspection takes
I'd like to
place.
make an addition to that, that you notify Katie, our health department, as when those covers will be uncovered. And
Okay.
set for her, and when it's appropriate for her to go there.
Got it, that was my
Inspect
next
it.
question, yep.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Second it?
Okay. Second. Any further discussion? No? Margaret?
Aye.
Miguel?
Aye.
Dusty?
Aye.
Bob? Aye.
All set?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. See you next time. Okay. So the third on the agenda is the committee appointments for FY '25, upon which we voted on June 12th of this year. Apparently, there was some, maybe a technical or procedural error.
Yeah, recording issue.
Oh, we had a recording issue, okay. So, we just need to verify that, for the Board of Health member appointment on the wastewater advisory committee, Barbara Princiotti had been appointed to that. So, we would take another vote on it, okay? Barbara,
Aye.
Miguel?
Yes, aye.
Aye.
Trustee Bob, aye. And for the agent of the Board of Health appointment for the Bourne Housing Partnership Committee, that Katie would be the representative. Margaret?
Aye.
Miguel?
Aye.
Aye.
Bob? Aye. Dusty is also an aye there. And then the agent for the Board of Health appointment for the Local Emergency Planning Committee would also be Katie Shea. Margaret?
Aye.
Miguel?
Aye.
Dusty?
Aye.
Bob? Aye. Is there anybody from the public that would like, on Zoom, that would like to comment on any non-agenda items?
You're still sharing your screen?
Do we see any?
Nope.
No. Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to number 5, Health Agents Report. Katie Shea.
All right, so an update on 23 Wall Street, who was here before us back in July. She was here because her IA septic system's contract was not continued, and that's in violation of our regulations for testing and maintenance requirements. I spoke with Bob, and he agreed that she didn't necessarily have to come back here and talk with us. I could provide you an update. On August 1st, we received the updated contract with Cape Septic Inspections, and that day of the contract starting was July 26th, so I believe that was like right after our meeting. So she is in compliance with our regulations as of now, and if for any reason it fell out, the county's tracking system would let us know again. Any questions on that?
Just you, oh, I'm sorry. You have received a copy of the contract?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you have one in the packet. Okay.
Oh, you
And
do.
I do have just a quick question on that, Katie. So the service, this Cape Septic Inspections, they report their findings to your office,
They reported to the county,
to the county?
and I have access to that service.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I can definitely just monitor the next couple of reports that they send in and make sure that they're where we'd expect them to be.
Okay, great.
And then an arbovirus update. So our mosquito population is big and thriving right now. There's been 40 positive mosquito samples and 1 positive animal case of triple E in Massachusetts this year so far, and 205 positive mosquito samples and 2 human cases of West Nile virus. Bourne's levels remain a low level of risk for both of those right now, but our neighboring communities are in a low, moderate, and severe high risk levels as well. So still want to remain vigilant out there, repairing any window screens, making sure you don't have any stagnant water in your yards, wearing mosquito repellent from dusk till dawn, wearing long sleeves from dusk till dawn, and just checking in on our website. We update that as things progress as well. If there was any change in our risk level, that would be a big public notice that we would do. So, yeah,
What did you say, our town, the risk level for?
Low.
our-
we're a low.
Low.
That's good. All right. Any comments from the board regarding future agenda items? Number 6 on the agenda here. If there's anything else that folks have thought they
We
might.
had talked about putting maybe a blurb in the, was it the Enterprise, you know, with reports. I saw, I was looking at the town website. I didn't see anything, only because I didn't look thoroughly, but about the mosquito situation, but I did see the tick, you know, you had a report.
The big tick one, yeah.
Now, do you post all that? Is that?
Yes.
Would something like that be something that we would put in the paper too?
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff, just general public education.
I mean, I thought
information.
it was pretty comprehensive, what you had in there about, for the
Yeah.
tick. Different, you know, diseases and, you know, recommendations to protect yourself and.
Yeah, we had a meeting with the county right before I had posted that, and it made me think that I should post something because a lot of people have been feeling ill this summer, like a
Yes.
flu or a cold-like symptoms.
Right.
And they just assume it's
Right.
a flu or cold or COVID.
Yeah.
And a lot of that can be brought down to a tick-borne illness as well. And so, you know, if you're feeling that way for a period of time, perhaps reach out to your
Yeah.
primary care provider and see what you can do to test for those things.
Yeah, it's bad stuff. That a friend of mine, good friend of mine, has babyosis right now. Terrible. Yeah, yeah.
Now,
So-
are allergies a concern now?
There's a high tick in it right now. I'm not sure what is blooming, but there are people with.
I know.
Yeah, you can definitely hear it in
I'm
people's
curious.
voices.
No
Yeah.
doubt about it. No doubt about it. Dr. Priano might know. What are they coming to you with?
What'd you do to us?
Okay, and so, having said that, we can move on to approving minutes, but we don't have any minutes at this time to approve. So, we've moved through this agenda very rapidly, and, but addressed everything that we needed to, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
The only question was, do we have anything coming up immediately? In other words, in the next 2-3 weeks?
I know we have a potential. They plan on being here. Is a presentation from a company that's going to be representing Gallo Construction for their property on Sandwich Road in Sagamore, which will potentially be a modification to a site. Oh my gosh, just lost my. I'm sorry, just lost my train of thought of what it was.
Modification.
Modification to a. It'll be there. It's coming
Site
to me.
assignment?
Site assignment.
There we go.
Yes, thank you. Because they have a site assignment there, and they're going to be changing some potential what they're doing over there. So they're going to present what the changes will be, just to get you guys rolling. When they are here, we can't give them like an opinion, as they will be applying to us and DEP for this type of thing. But giving us the background will be helpful to get a little education before we move forward on our first modification to a site assignment with you guys.
Right? Is that the area right?
Right under the
Under
bridge.
the bridge,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yes. And then we have another,
Their presentation.
yeah, their presentation. We have, what else? Another waiver request, I believe, will be before us next week for, is it a red stamp project as well?
Likely.
I think it's a red stamp project as well, yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, nothing crazy right now.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Make a motion to adjourn?
I second that.
Second. Margaret?
Yes.
Bob? Yes.
All right.
Wow, this was quick.
20 minutes. All right.